Please don't spoil the movie
by adding your own soundtrack.
Hello, my name is Hannah Montana.
Oh.
From the popular show Hannah Montana.
My name is Alex Riso. Ha 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 ha.
I was wondering what direction of Disney show you were going to go in.
I didn't have anything, so you said something? So
That's usually how it's been going. That's what I'm expecting for nowadays.
I've run out of things.
And welcome back to
Please Don't Spoil the Movie.
A podcast brought to you by sisters who love each other.
Sometimes.
Yeah. We saw movies.
You know...
You have a lot to talk about. Sorry.
So I saw Blink twice. I watched it.
Oh, we're not even talking about Wicked first. Go ahead.
No. We'll save the best for last.
Okay.
I watched Blink twice. And I knew... This is why I shouldn't have told your ass. Because I knew... After, I was like, I shouldn't even tell her. Because I know I'm going to tell her that I watched this movie and she's going to go and watch it.
Yeah.
And won't allow me to tell her about it.
I wouldn't...
And that's so rude. I knew you was going to do that. And when I told you, I was like, I shouldn't be telling her ass because I know she's going to go around by her little boyfriend and watch it with him.
No, I didn't. One, I did not watch it with him. Two, I wouldn't have let you told me about it because it's a movie that I would have wanted to watch. I'd be like, don't spoil it.
It's not as interesting when we talk about a movie and we both have seen it.
Well, you can't tell me.
Someone has to be oohed and awed here.
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't want to. I wouldn't allow you to ooh and ow me because I would have wanted to watch the movie. I wouldn't have let you told me too much. You could have ruined it for me.
What did you think of the movie that you shouldn't have watched so I could have told you about it?
I thought it was great. I feel like it was almost everything you expect when a girl goes on a trip with a rich man that she doesn't know. No. Like you expect something bad's going to happen, not to the the level, but
right.
It was a interesting.
I really didn't find out until like real late in the game. Honestly, when I read the disclaimer for the opening of the film, that it involved like I knew okay, obviously trailers give it away. She goes to an island. Obviously something goes wrong because the trailer is Channing Tatum saying, "Well, everybody's dead."
Yeah,
but I didn't know I didn't know it was like sexual assault. I thought it was gonna be like more like Eat the Rich type thing, not like we're going crazy up in here.
And it wasn't until you saw like they were like,
when the disclaimer, I was like, oh, this is where we're going with this.
Okay.
And then, spoiler, if you haven't seen it, the fact that she had been there before.
Oh, that part when she hits her head, that's all I thought about.
Yeah.
That. But yeah, the fact that she had been there before. And when he was like, I'm not going to kill you, you're my best friend, I was like, oh, this is dark.
I was like, he's crazy. I was like, you're her best friend. I was like, why are y'all best friends?
He's like, I talk to you all the time.
He's
like, I tell you everything.
I was like, do you know? How long has she been here? Right. Jesus Christ.
And I was like, when the maid kept saying Red Rabbit, I was like, does she look like another black girl that had been there previously? Never did it cross my mind that she had been there herself. I just thought it was going to be like some other black girl that kind of looked like her. And then like maybe she knew that something bad happened to her or something.
And then the scar. Well, he was like, how'd you get the scar? And then she was like, I don't know. He fucking gave it to her.
Did you see the scar? I only thought back.
I saw it.
I didn't notice it.
Because I watched it with Mom.
Uh-huh.
When we were first watching it, that was the first thing that Mom pointed out. She was like, what happened to that scar on her head?
Mom was like, shut up, Mom!
That was the first thing she noticed. I was like, it's just a scar. Calm down.
Right, exactly. That's exactly how it
I was like, it's just a scar. People are allowed to have scars, Mother.
Now,
Who knew it was crucial to the film?
I didn't think they was going to kill her best friend. I was like, oh, not y'all killed her.
Oh, that was always anticipated. Have you ever watched the trailer?
No, not really.
Because in the trailer, the trailer's Channing Tatum being like, everyone's dead. And then in the trailer, she's also looking for a friend. She's like, where's my friend? And everyone's like, who the fuck is your friend? So I was like, yeah, she's definitely going to die. That was given.
Yeah.
It was sad, though.
It was sad. I was like, not they killed her. I don't know. I kind of just thought that...
Yeah, that was crazy.
Went away. And then, after watching it, I always love to go watch it back. And they were saying, when they go on that boat trip, they probably want to go, put her body into the ocean or whatever the fuck.
Oh.
And the boys were like, let's go. They're probably like, oh, let's go dump her body.
Holy shit, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I was like, everything. I'm like, okay.
You know what I thought was crazy, though, after I finished watching it? Because, okay, so her and I think the girl's name was Jess. They're like waitresses or whatever.
Mhm.
And, you know, he's having his little ball. And I'm really annoyed that you watch this because...
But just keep going.
Whatever.
Still gotta
Let's
listen.
move on.
Yeah. Please.
So, okay, you know, he's having his little gala ball or whatever. And then the boss is like, you talked to him last time, like, don't get caught up in conversation with him again. Oh. And she was like, oh, he said he likes my nails. Like, that's the only reason why, like, we
Oh my
talked.
God. I didn't even catch that.
And then...
So for a fact, he was talking about that guy.
Yeah.
See, I kind of... Okay.
No, he was talking about... He was like, you know, the boss was like, you know, Slater King's here. Don't talk to him this time.
But did she remember talking to him?
Yeah.
Oh, she did? Oh, so she... Okay, so when she was on her phone looking up, she remembers him. Yeah. I thought that was her first time being introduced to him. Okay.
And then so...
Got it.
And she goes, he said he liked my nails.
Mm-hmm.
Like, And then, so they meet. First of all, I was joked that they had on the same dress, different color, at the ball.
Oh.
But so they meet him. And then so when like the gal's over and they're sitting there talking to each other. And he leaves.
Right.
And then comes back and is like, well, do you guys want to come to the island?
Yeah.
She had already been there before. And I'm thinking, I'm like, okay. I was like, he must have did that because the last time she was there, it was crazy.
It was chaos.
Shit got out of hand.
She bit someone's finger off.
She bit somebody's finger off. That nigga was like, I can have this bitch back here because she be biting fingers off. But he's like, oh my God, it's my best friend. So he turns back around and it was like, do you want to come?
He's like, I wasn't that
He
bad.
wasn't going to do it. Because he knew.
Right.
He's like, I've
He's
been
like, this
down
is good enough.
I've been down this road before.
This catching up is fine.
And he was like, well, you know what? You want to come? I thought that was fucking crazy. I said, he knew the whole time.
But you know, it's so crazy because, like, it's crazy how everyone knew. Even, like, the secretary knew. She was like, oh, hey again.
Right.
I mean, she didn't say it like that, but she was like, oh, hey again.
Right.
If I was the guy who got my finger bitten off, I'd be like, no, you can't bring her back.
You can't bring this bitch back.
I was surprised he let
I feel
her.
like that was why he hesitated. That's why he was like, okay, bye, nice to meet you. And then came back.
Yeah.
He was like, you might have bit off my friend's finger, but I love you so fucking much.
It's crazy. And then I was watching stuff. And then like someone was saying, like, you know, when she goes, the black girl, she meets everybody and like meets the different cliques. The other black girl that she like realizes it with, is she black or Spanish?
She's Spanish.
The other the other Spanish girl she realizes everything's going on with. When they first introduce her, she's talking to that guy who always sexually assaults her, and he's like, "Hey, babe,"
right?
And that's the first time, and like that, and she's like, "Don't call me babe."
Right.
And you know, that's just like weird. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, when she fucking says she doesn't know him, I was like, well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like,
I could have sworn she
crazy.
knew. I could have sworn they all hung when they were like, no, I don't know them. I thought you knew them. I was like, what?
I thought we all knew each other. I thought we were a clique, a gang.
Because like when she's getting introduced to them, he's introducing them as like this is his crew that he parties with.
Right.
This
These
is
are
Sarah and Jessica.
They're stoners. This is my guy Mitch. This is just like he is introducing them as if they are all one big gang.
Yes, love that. And you know what? I also really like that made me like feel calm when the Spanish girl goes
calm in this.
Well, not just like not calm, but it just made me feel like okay, we got something on this. When the Spanish girl goes talking to them, she's like, "Look, I don't remember this girl, but I believe you."
Yeah, that was really nice of her.
Great, and
that was really nice.
Because they were kind of painting her out to be a bitch.
Yeah, they definitely were.
Or just like standoffish.
Right.
Because I don't know. I just thought she had been there before. She was like, I haven't. But also, I always thought it was weird, though, that she was fighting for his attention.
That's what I was about to say. And that's what was crazy to find out that she was never with the boy.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking, okay, the one who's calling her babe, the one who she's linked up with, this is her boyfriend. Why is you going after Channing Tatum when your man is sitting next to you?
Yeah.
That's not her motherfucking
And like, I don't know, it just felt weird because it's like, okay, well, you know him, so why are you always trying to like go at, like, you should know where you are, so y'all are friends, but it's like, no, this is her first trip with him too.
Right.
And them two girls that was drunk all the whole time, they was obviously gonna die, but
I was hoping the one with the
big hair.
I was hoping she was gonna make it.
I really did like
spoiler.
I really did like also when they like realized straight to murder. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Oh yeah, I like, love that.
Perfect.
I love that.
Let's get to murdering.
They were like, let's get into the swing of things.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and kill these motherfuckers.
But the only thing that I'm like, is that the young boy that was with him. I was like, was he part of it?
I don't
or
get
was
it
he not
either.
part of it?
And I'm glad you brought that up because after I watched it, I had to read some stuff too. I was like, I need to unpack this shit. And I read somewhere that because Mom brought this up when we were watching it. You know, every time I'm like,
every now and again, every now and again she have a point.
But then when she be turning out to be right, I'd be like, God damn it, because okay, so the scene where it's nighttime, they raping the girls, and the blonde-headed one, the young blonde-headed boy, is like running away.
Yeah, he's like, come back here.
And like, no. And then Channing Tatum's like, come back here or whatever.
I'm gonna punch you or something.
I thought it was like him being like, what did you think? I thought he was being like, I don't want any part of this. This is like weird. This is too fucking weird for me. Mom was saying that they're also raping him. Yeah. And then that's what the article that I read said too. I was like, that's not what it was giving me.
I could be taken both ways. Because then at the end, Channing Tatum was like, because the blonde boy asked like, what did I do or something like that, and Channing Tatum was like, you did nothing. Like so I was taking that as like, yeah, you didn't partake in this rape that they're all doing. You didn't take part in it, and that's what I thought it was. I didn't think they were raping him. If someone told, I could see that, but then someone was saying like they think he was trying to like be cool with the rich people. So like what I'm leaning more towards is that he knew what was happening, but he always took the little drug in the morning, so he didn't feel like he could be like he knew that they were sexually assaulting all the girls, but he took the perfume to make himself forget because he wanted to be a part of it, but only to a certain part. Like he wanted to impress them, but like not be a part of it.
Yeah,
like he saw like someone made it seem like
so he's like, I want to be here. I'm not into the shit that y'all are doing.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't taking this perfume to forget the shit, but I'm gonna take the shit because
this is too much. Like someone was saying like maybe that was her way of, or Zoe Kravitz's way of being like, there's always that guy in that group who's just
complacent.
Yeah.
Who's that fucking bystander? Yeah. That's what I thought was happening. But Mom was like, Mom's like, no, they're raping him. I was like, I don't see that.
I can't, but like that scene is like, I don't know. Yeah. But, like he's also running away and screaming like the girls were.
Right.
Oh,
but I thought it was because he was like, y'all are into some weird fucking shit and I don't like the parts. And then, okay.
This one's open-ended.
And then the parts where, before we figure out what's really going on, where there used to be like running and shit.
Yes. And it's so freaky.
Me and Mom would be like, what the fuck are they running for? They running away from the motherfucking men.
Yes. No, it's so creepy. When she was like, when they're running, they're tied, and she was like, where are we running for?
They're like, where are we running to? I was like, oh, the fucking shit must have kicked in. They don't remember anymore. Because I'm like, they're definitely running away from those fucking men.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so creepy.
Because they're running so fucking fast.
Yeah. And those creepy little dresses in the dead of night.
I'm like, I was like, this is crazy. The fucking chef's kiss. Did she write this shit too?
I don't know. We'll see.
Fucking chef's kiss to her, because that shit was good. My only qualm, and you know me so well, my only qualm, and I knew I wasn't gonna like it the second I started watching this movie. I was like, I know, I'm just, with these goddamn thrillers, they can never have happy endings in thrillers, in suspense movies, you'll never get it. You should just give up on it. So I hated the fucking ending, but I was like, it could have been worse. Yeah, this bitch wrote it with somebody else, but
yeah.
My hat's off to her. But yeah, I didn't like the fucking ending. But only because it's Channing Tatum fine ass will I allow it. I was like, you lucky you ain't end up in jail. I'll allow this because it's your fine ass. I couldn't believe that. I said, oh my God, this is crazy.
I know. And they made me not think he was fine towards the end. I was like, oh my God, he's too creepy to be fine.
Oh my God, no.
He's so handsome.
I can separate the art.
I mean, obviously he's hot, but like in the movie, I was like, oh my God, get him off my screen.
Oh my goodness, that is just a stunning man.
Yeah.
Even watching it, I was like, oh my God, you so fine. Even as the murderer, you still look good with that blood all over your face.
It's crazy. I think the person who pissed me off too is like his therapist. I was like, what is going on?
No, the person who pissed me off the most was the bodyguard.
Oh yeah,
I fucking hate that bodyguard. And when she took that motherfucking rock to his fucking skull, first of all, that bitch, the girl who was on Survivor, whatever the fuck she was on, Total Bombshell, Divas Island, Survivor, whatever the fuck she was on.
Thank God.
That bitch is a fucking goddamn Navy SEAL.
Yeah, no, thank God she was there.
Where would we be without you, bitch?
Thank God. Yeah. And at first, I thought they were going to try to kill her. I was like, I swear to God, if they kill her, I would be so fucking upset because she's like got the skills.
Right.
At least she could fucking climb a tree.
Yeah, she was literally my favorite of the movie.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed her.
Once we got her on our side.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love my favorite part is when they're like, how are we gonna get these other bitches to drink the snake stuff? They're like, tequila shots. Yeah, it was a good movie.
Throwing those bitches back.
It was making me sick at first because when their nose started bleeding, I was like, are y'all about to die?
But, yeah, I was like, what's happening?
But I think that was just making them. Yeah. That's when the shit started working. When you get that nosebleed. But yeah, really good movie. And then are you done? Anything else?
No, we're done with
next movie. We saw Wicked. And if you care to find me,
look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly.
Oh, so good. So good. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
And, you know, I really must apologize for sitting up there last week talking shit and being like, I don't feel like seeing this goddamn movie. I was like, oh, Lord, I do not feel like seeing. Phenomenal film!
Cried.
My hat's off to the director. My hat's off to the producers. My hat's off to the actresses.
Yeah.
Chef's a motherfucking kiss.
It looked so cool. It was, because I feel like when I see plays, you can tell they look cool, but they can only do so much with a set. So it was nice to see it at all.
Right. Well, you know, everybody was complaining about, like, the color.
Nothing wrong.
You ever saw that?
Yeah, I did see. Yeah, I did see someone say that, but
yeah, a lot of people were complaining about how the color looked before it came out into theaters. I haven't heard much now that it's in theaters. I think it's just the movie's too great to even care about.
Yeah, I wasn't care. Yeah,
they were saying the colors were dull, but they looked fine to me.
Yeah.
The thing that I want to complain about is Jonathan Bailey in them goddamn contacts. What the heck? He looks crazy.
That's how good the movie
I want everybody. If you ain't seen it, that is my biggest complaint of the film. Is those motherfucking contacts they put in his eye. He looks fucking ridiculous. He looks like a cat. And then those fucking blonde streaks that they put in his head. I can understand one or the other. We doing the contacts and we keeping his hair natural. Or we doing the blonde streaks and we leaving his eyes brown. Why the fuck are y'all doing both of these things? He looks crazy. Y'all making this fine man look like a Cheshire cat, and I don't like it.
I don't think he looks fine sometimes. Sometimes I don't see it.
Oh my god, I think he's stunning. Stunning. When I wasn't aware of the fact that he's gay, I slid into his DMs once.
What'd you say? If you come to New Orleans, what the fuck did you say, bitch? You're hilarious.
Woo! I'm scared to say it out loud.
Was it wild?
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, it's very embarrassing.
No, it's not embarrassing. It's not wild. It is embarrassing, though. I said, so when are you going to take me out on a date?
Are you drunk? Why'd you even say that?
I fucking know. I thought he was fucking hot. I thought I had a chance. I thought a fair shot.
It's like, this girl.
Right.
Girl, never met.
I thought I had a fair fucking shot.
Before he was gay.
Woo!
Before you found out he was gay.
Before I found out he was gay.
That's
then
crazy.
When I found out he was gay, I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh, what if you saw my message?
Did you delete it?
No.
Okay.
I'm scared. I've thought about deleting it, but I'm scared I'll go back and see that he's read it. And then I'll feel even more.
Can't you see it right now?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've never gone back to
Girl,
see.
go look at it.
No.
Let me do it.
Okay.
Are you gonna let me? Okay.
Yeah, I guess. You know, I don't have Instagram right now. I'm on a hiatus.
So would you have to re-download it right
now?
No,
I have the app. I just don't be on it.
Okay, I don't know how to see if he's seen it, though.
It would say seen.
It doesn't say anything.
It doesn't?
It just has a blue.
He never opened it then.
Okay. Back,
his loss. So let me see. Yeah, I want to see. So when are you going to take me on a date? Nothing. April 7th, 2021.
Before the Duns. This is when he was on Bridgerton? Or his first?
This is when he was on Bridgerton. His Bridgerton days.
Besides his contacts. Great film. Did you have anything else that you wanted to... that you didn't like? I loved it all.
Besides the contacts... and the blonde streaks. No, I had zero qualms about the film.
No, because there were qualms.
What about you?
I loved it. I really loved the beginning when they told the story of how she was born green. I really love that. I really want to go go back and watch it. Yeah, I don't know. I love.
I've even the play version though. I always love the scene where the mom has the affair.
Yeah,
he comes in and we don't see his face. I always love that.
I love that. No, I really want to rewatch that.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
They did a great job.
Yeah,
and that motherfucking scene when they're at that damn
why
was that so
touching,
emotionally
emotional damage?
Oh my god!
I don't know why it was so.
It broke me
because it was weird.
I was
weird. Like, it went on for so long. It was weird. I was like, what's going on? But I wanted to cry. And right when Ariana said, "It's okay, it's okay." Ariana, stop it.
No, as soon as she started doing the fucking interpretive dance, I was like, why am I getting emotional right now?
Really?
Yes.
I feel like I missed something. I'm gonna have to. What was that about? I still don't understand. Was that in the play? I don't feel like it was.
I don't remember it being in there. But why the fuck did that shit invoke so much emotion?
Yeah, I don't.
And then when they escaping, in the Emerald City, trying to get away from the police and everything. Oh my goodness, that shit was making me cry too.
Oh my god, yes, a lot.
And then when Ariana was like, maybe you're not as powerful as you think you are, and then that bitch got on that fucking broom, I was like, oh my god!
Right, Ariana.
I was like, why would you say that?
Yeah, why are you hurting my feelings?
Oh, it was so
I can't wait for part 2. I'm so excited.
I know, a whole year from now.
I can't wait. I hate the little sister, but I love her story so much. It's so interesting.
I remember in the play, her being far worse. I feel like they're keeping her very, chill now.
No, well, I feel like they didn't. It's just like right when she discovers that her boyfriend likes Glinda. You saw that look. This is after that she's a dick.
I remember her still even being like a bitch to Elphaba in the play,
but yeah, she wasn't a supportive sister, but yeah, she
like this
outward.
one, she's kind of a bystander to the bullying that her sister is receiving, but she at least isn't like being mean to her herself.
Yeah,
which I remember her doing that in the play. So.
I can't remember. I remember when she runs her sister again. When she comes back and she's like, "This is your fault. Dad's dead."
Right.
Can't wait. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm just laughing at the fact that when the dad hears that his green daughter's cutting up, he has a heart attack. He hates that bitch so much.
Oh.
He really just dies. But the fact that he just dies after, he just hates his daughter so much.
He does.
So crazy.
So unfortunate. Well, it's technically not his daughter, but I guess that's probably why.
He raised it, yeah. Great film, though.
5 stars.
Can't wait. And who I loved? I don't know his name. I loved him as a wizard. He was the perfect wizard.
Jeff Goldblum, fantastic wizard. I agree. When I found out he was playing the wizard, I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
He just is wizard.
He's got it.
He's scammer. He's scammer, charming.
He's con artist.
Yeah, he's kind artist.
He's con artist.
Yes.
He has it
so good
all over it. He's sly.
Yeah. Perfect casting.
Yeah, he's tall and skinny and lanky. It's just perfect.
Perfect casting. I just can't wait for the second one. Also, I still never, because spoiler alert if you've never seen the play. A few of the characters from like the sister's boyfriend and Galinda's boyfriend, soon to be Elphaba's boyfriend. They're the Tin Man and the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz and the little lion that she was carrying and she freed out. They're the characters in The Wizard of Oz. How did they get so cheerful?
What do you mean?
Because in The Wizard of Oz, they're happy. They're like, "Yay, let's save this girl."
You can't think about it.
Right. I hate it.
It never makes sense.
I wonder if they're gonna. I feel like in this film though, they're gonna try to
answer that.
Yeah.
That gap.
Yeah.
That plot hole. Hopefully, that'd be it.
And apparently, it's supposed to be a sequel. I feel like I read somewhere that Dorothy's story is going to be a little more
involved
in the movie than in the play. And then they've been keeping who Dorothy is secret.
Oh.
But I think the internet's pretty close to figuring it out, but they're keeping it secret.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They have though. Who the fuck is it?
It was some girl that they were like, she's at every premiere.
Right.
Some young girl. And I forgot who it was. I've seen.
Well,
I've seen it before.
I wanted to stay a surprise.
Yeah.
Man. They're putting all this fucking effort into keeping it a secret.
But yeah, I cannot wait until this time next year, Thanksgiving week next year.
The first movie to get me out the theater.
Mm-hmm.
To the theater.
To the theater, darling.
And one last thing I do want to say. I'm still mad with sis. Ariana Grande, I'm still mad with her. Taking that man. Taking her that girl man. I'm still mad with her. But you know what else I found out?
What?
Cynthia has done the same thing. You know who she's dating?
Yes.
Apparently, because I did know she was married.
Cynthia was married?
No.
Oh.
The girl, what's her name? Lena White? Lena?
I didn't know she was married.
I remember her being married because I remember her saying at some point her wife that she married, that was her wife's first time in like a same-sex relationship.
Okay.
I didn't know Cynthia did the same thing. That's why they're so close. That's why her and Ariana are so close. They have that in common. So I'm disappointed in the both of them. I'm proud of them for their work in this film. But I'm disappointed in their work for stealing others' significant others.
Right. Like, sometimes I'm just like, if these males can get away with cheating and stuff in a career, I will turn a blind eye to the scandalousness.
That's fair.
And I won't let it affect me.
But
I mean, yeah. It's just like, oh, that's it. I'm rooting for you, Ariana.
Whatever, I guess.
One last thing I want to talk about. The Oscar noms. Have you seen them?
Golden Globes.
Ugh, that makes me feel less interested. Did you see that Zendaya got nominated for a Golden Globe?
The challenges? I did see that.
That was random. Well, I didn't think it was random. I was like,
I think it is random. I don't think it's random.
I don't think it should happen.
But I don't think she should get the nomination.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I was like, she didn't really do groundbreaking work.
Also, I feel like it wasn't a film that was talked about a lot besides the fact that she was in the film. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like this movie was talked about a lot. Why? I don't know, because it's really not that fantastic of a
I feel like
movie.
they talked about it a lot because Zendaya was in it, not because it was a good movie.
That's fair. I can give you that one. And that's probably why.
Yeah. And I don't think it's fair.
Have you seen it yet?
No.
It's really ain't all that.
I'll watch it. What if I like it?
I can see your ass like
I
that.
can see
But she doesn't give a Golden Globe nomination performance to me.
I'm still on the fence if she's a good actor.
Okay.
I'm not sold on it.
Because I've never seen, this is really the only thing I've seen her in since Shake It Up. Or Casey Undercover. Since Casey Undercover. Because I've never seen... So I can't really say if she's a good or a bad actor or not, because I haven't really seen any of her adult work.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Spider-Man, and I haven't seen Dune. But based off of this, I wouldn't even say her acting is bad in this, because I don't think it is. I just didn't believe the character that she was portraying.
Yeah.
But maybe if I'm not believing the character you're portraying, maybe you are a bad actress, because I'm not buying it.
Also, it's like, it's double-edged sword when you're popular in like the, like, if I feel like if you want to be a successful actress, you need to be like Beyonce. Like, you can be famous, but I can't hear you talk. Like, I can't know your personal life, because everything you do is going to ruin it.
When did we hear her talk? She don't talk that much.
Who?
Zendaya.
I knew her. She was always on videos. I don't know. I feel like she's not as much.
You're saying, growing up. Okay, I think I
feel like I know too much of her personal life, and just like her on Instagram and her.
I think we've known her for a while.
I know who she is.
Yeah.
So I don't know who she is, but like I get
her.
it.
We go way back.
There's no mystique.
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's harder to get into it's hard to see someone in a different character when you've seen them their whole life. And but she was good in her acting was good in the show High School Drugs.
Oh, Euphoria. Yeah, I forgot about Euphoria.
That is the best I've seen her act.
Oh yeah, I've never seen Euphoria either. I forgot about Euphoria.
I didn't even.
She got an Emmy for Euphoria.
Yeah, Euphoria was good. First Dune, she was barely in it. The second Dune, I wouldn't blame it on her. It was just too rushed. I don't even think Timothy. I wouldn't blame it on her. It was too rushed. And yeah, whatever.
Well, I guess we got to see her in more to really just decide.
And then
to make a concrete decision.
Right. Cynthia got nominated. Obviously, Ariana got nominated.
I don't think she did.
Who?
Cynthia.
She did. For best.
I didn't see that
musical comedy thingy. Yeah. Ariana got nominated for best supporting actress.
Yeah, I saw that Ariana got nominated, and I was like, did they not? And I thought they didn't nominate Cynthia, but I guess I would have seen that. Someone would have said,
yeah, they would have blew the.
They would have. So I guess she did.
Yeah, she did.
Well, she did good.
And also Jamie Foxx got nominated for his stand-up special. I'm about to watch it.
That shit came out like yesterday.
I'm like, why?
No, that shit literally came out like 2 days ago.
I guess the people who need to see it in advance, they see it in advance.
I guess.
But
I did want to watch that though.
Yeah, the fact that he got nominated, I was like, okay, Jamie,
Yeah.
And they said people were laughing. He was crying. I was like, I'm about to watch it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Laugh, cry.
Because he was, he was talking. He was saying he's happy to be here. Because he had that
the accident where no one knew what was wrong with him.
Yeah.
No one was telling us.
Apparently he had.
I want to find out. Okay, you just spoiled it.
No, well, that wasn't the root of the.
Okay.
But yeah. But I want to see that too. Yeah.
Think Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Think the holiday season. Think boycott. Think Ebenezer Scrooge. Think anti-Christmas.
Are we all?
Anti-presents. Anti-holidays. Think Frosty the Snowman. Think neighborhoods and neighbors who are too fucking pushy and involved in your own business and ain't got shit to do with you. Think married couple, empty nesters. Think Tim Allen. Think who the fuck is this guy Marty who we keep on seeing everywhere? Who is this guy? Think Christmas trees. Think the girl who plays the mean girl and Freaky Friday and in A Cinderella Story. And that brings us to drumroll, please. Christmas with the Kranks.
Damn, I literally almost forgot for a second. Ooh, Christmas, the snow's coming down. Christmas, we're watching you snow. Something like that. That's how the song goes. That's not me.
Not quite. Summary. After their only child moves away, Luther and Nora Krank plan to escape the Christmas traditions and take a cruise to the Caribbean instead.
That's right.
This doesn't sit well with their Christmas-obsessed neighbors, and the Kranks soon find themselves as social outcasts.
Right.
Short, sweet, and simple. The movie is a Christmas comedy film directed by Joe Roth and screenplay by Chris Columbus. It is also based on the 2001 novel Skipping Christmas by John Grisham.
Fun.
As we all know, any decent movie,
It's based on a book.
it was a book first, baby.
One of these days I'm gonna write a book, I swear.
I'll proofread it. Proofread it?
Proofread it.
Proofread it. And then I'll just put my name on the co-author list.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Story by.
There we go. Your name could go first, of course. But I'll be second.
Okay, Dick.
Development for the film began before Skipping Christmas, the book, was ever published.
Oh.
Chris Columbus,
That's new.
so the screenplay writer, bought the rights to Skipping Christmas and had written a screenplay and called Roth, the director,
How do you know about it?
about directing the adaptation. I think he knew the guy who was writing it.
Oh, okay. So you probably read it before it was published.
Yeah, he was reading
It
it
wasn't
before.
published yet. Okay, I get it.
So, as Joe Roth explains, naturally, so this is the director speaking, naturally, I thought he was going to direct it, talking about Chris Columbus, the guy who wrote the screenplay.
Yeah. Okay.
But he said, no, you should direct it.
Yeah.
It turns out I was getting ready to direct another project, but when I had read Chris's script, I knew I had to at least try to direct it. I promised myself that if I could get the right cast in place, I would do it. So... He did it. Michael Barnathan, who was one of the producers for the film, said Joe, the director, read the script on a Sunday, bought it on Monday, decided he wanted to direct it on Tuesday, and by Friday had the cast, Tim as Alan, and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Perfect.
Then the following Monday morning, they started pre-production.
Okay, so my question is, you just like, hey, I wrote a book. Can you direct it? Like, is it directing that easy?
I don't know how none of this works.
I was like,
right.
is it that easy?
Right, girl. I don't know. I don't know how this world operates. Right. So, development for the film, or during the production of the film. So, Christmas with the Kranks takes place mostly in the neighborhood of Hemlock Riverside, a suburb of Chicago, Illinois. And then over the course of 4 weeks. It takes place over the course of 4 weeks from Thanksgiving to Christmas Eve. So the set of the film, so production designer Garrett Stover originally looked for locations with the right weather conditions and suburban atmosphere for Hemlock Street, the street that they live on, as described specifically in the screenplay and the novel. He was scouting from the metropolitan area of Chicago to Minnesota, but due to the extreme conditions of this part of the United States at the time, the filmmakers felt it was better to set up the neighborhood in an empty location instead of finding one. So the set design and the set designer decided on a parking lot of a former Boeing aircraft factory in Downey, California.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So
wait, it was in a parking lot.
It was in the parking lot, but of a former Boeing aircraft factory.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
How do you find the person to be like, "Can I rent this?"
Exactly. But I thought this was even crazier. So, because I thought this was an actual neighborhood.
Yeah.
This is not. So. It took 12 weeks, hundreds of carpenters, plasterers, and painters, and they all had to build what would become the largest exterior set ever made for a movie, being more than 700 feet long and including 16 houses.
Christmas with the Kranks.
Isn't that fucking crazy? And I was like, who? But I was like, that can't, I was like, and it's still today, is it? Is this metric still accurate?
Or they just sold the houses.
Right. And then so, what else?
My thing is, do we have to build 16 houses? Is that really necessary?
Right. I thought that was crazy that this wasn't a real neighborhood. I was like, I thought this was an actual place. And the fact that y'all sat up here and built all this shit is crazy.
Because, I mean, it's clearly a neighborhood out there like it.
Right. And you telling me you couldn't find it? And I understand you saying, okay, it's too cold in Chicago and Minnesota. Film the shit during the fucking spring and sprinkle some fucking snow on it.
And where did they film it?
They filmed it in California.
Oh. That motherfucker said, I'm
They're
not doing
saying that
no
Chicago
type
and
of
Minnesota.
cold.
Yeah, it was too treacherous.
He said, never that.
I could understand that too. I too would have been like, man, fuck this shit.
I'm not doing this shit.
It's too fucking cold out here.
Right. Could you imagine? I don't know how actors act in the cold. And I don't know how actors act in the cold when they have to pretend it's summer. I never thought about that.
Versa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh. When it's summer,
yeah.
Miserable.
Misery, she wrote. And then one of the producers also claimed that the set would later be available for other movies, TV series, and commercial use. So, they weren't just going to throw it away.
Okay.
However, though, due to both health complaints from the locals and over-toxic residues and a lack of profit, the studio closed in 2012 and was bowls down and built a mall. What?
Bows down at.
What did I say?
You said bows down. Is that right?
Bulldozed down.
Yeah, I was like that.
And a mall was built on top of it. So R.I.P. to that set.
Yeah.
That was the largest ever fucking made. Let's see. That was the most interesting thing that I could find. Okay. So, budget, please.
Made up mall, $50 million.
Not bad. A little off though.
$30 million.
You're going too low.
Oh, $60 million.
There you go. Box office.
$100 million.
Look at you. You're about a few million too high.
A few million too high. 95.
96.6 million.
Okay.
Cast: Tim Allen as Luther Crank, Jamie Lee Curtis as Nora Crank, Luther's wife, Dan Arkin or Akerrod, some old dude from Saturday Night Live, as Vic Frohmeyer, the Cranks' domineering neighbor and the unofficial ward boss of the neighborhood.
A male Karen.
Right. Eric Pierce Sullivan as Spike Frohmeyer, Vic's son.
Also known as Dewey.
Yeah, Dewey. What's the daughter? That's the only person who fucking matters outside of this list. Blair. Where's she at?
Julia Gonzalo.
Oh, yeah. Julia Gonzalo as Blair Crank, the Crank's daughter. She is the mean girl in Freaky Friday.
Right, I didn't realize that.
And not another Cinderella movie. And Jamie Lee Curtis is also in Freaky Friday.
Right, they're like, this bitch again, huh?
Right. Look at them.
Look at that.
Nobody else here is important. That's all.
That's all we got. She's on Dodgeball.
She is in Dodgeball. She plays Justin Long's love interest.
Oh yeah, the cheerleader. She's nice in that one.
She's nice in that one. I was watching that was on the other day, and I was like, oh my god, she's in this movie too. I was like, she's done a few little gigs.
She was in Veronica Mars. I might have to watch that. I feel like the people who watched that show fucking loved it. I should watch it one day.
Yeah, I feel like it's like another Buffy the Vampire Slayer or some shit.
Such a cult following.
Yep.
Very specific. Maybe once I finish Vampire Slayers. I mean,
oh my god, she looks crazy with the dark hair. Why did she do this? I don't like it.
All right.
She's from Argentina.
Ooh, she's Latina.
I think she's Spanish. I don't think Argentina.
Argentina.
Wait, no. Where's Argentina? Isn't it in South America?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, so the Kranks, they're up in this bitch. They're sitting in their bed. It is the day before or the day after Thanksgiving? The day after Thanksgiving. Okay. The busiest day of holiday travel. So the Kranks are sitting in their bed. It's the morning of the day after Thanksgiving. And they all look very sad and somber and slightly depressed. But that is because their one and only child, Blair, is leaving today for 1 year to go join the Peace Corps in Peru. So the family heads to the airport. They're all really sad. No. Luther's giving douche energy, kind of. And they're there. And Blair is about to board her plane. She's at her gate. She's saying bye to her parents.
And she's off.
And she's like, hey, I love you guys. Gonna go join the Peace Corps. I'll be back next year for Christmas.
That's right. Adios.
Bye. Love you guys.
And then the empty nest syndrome begins.
And they just do not know how to function as people without their child.
Yes. The first activity you do, they go to the grocery store in the rain. Luther is being sent in and out of the rain to grab random items. That's not the point.
I just love the part where she's like, did you get the chocolates? Like, they didn't have them. And she was like, well, did you talk to Rex? Who's Rex? The butcher. Well, no, it didn't dawn on me to ask the butcher where's the chocolates were. Oh my god, that part is so fucking funny. Because I love how she's like, you don't know Rex? The butcher? Like, that's how you know. He's like, no, bitch, it didn't fucking dawn on me to ask the meat man about the chocolate.
That's how you know she's a stay-at-home mom.
Ooh, that shit was hilarious.
But he's in and out. It's raining. It's a lot going on. There's a Santa there who keeps offering an umbrella. He keeps denying it. It'll come back later. But right before he heads back in the car for the final time, he gets this rain dumped on him. He looks to the side and he sees an ad for a cruise. And
Caribbean cruise!
And he gets a bright idea. So next day, he's off to work. He's saying his good morning, saying his highs. He goes straight to his office and he starts
crunching them numbers
on company time.
That's what you gotta do every now and then.
Right.
You gotta steal some company time.
He's typing away.
He's calculating.
He's on that 10 key calculator, typing, stuff's printing. He looks at it, he says, aha.
So basically what he was doing, he was creating a spreadsheet list, whatever, of how much it costs them each holiday season to ultimately partake in Christmas. And it's running them about like $9,000 a year.
$6,000, but yes.
It wasn't that low, huh?
Is it 9,000?
I thought it was 9,000. And I remember the cruise being 6,000.
I thought the cruise was 3,000.
What did I say?
You said 9,000 and 3,000.
The cruise was 3,000.
Yeah. You said 9,000 and 6,000.
Okay, I meant to say 3,000. For the cruise was 3,000. Why do I have to watch?
It was 6,000. Luther calculates that they spent $6,132 in the previous holiday season.
So they spending like $6,000 on Christmas.
That's right, actually you knew it. But yeah, and he's like, not anymore.
And so he presents these numbers to Nora. And she thinks, they're sitting at the dinner table. They're kind of like quiet and somber because Blair's not there. And he's basically like, I've got something for you. And he walks away. She thinks he's trying to get jiggy. Right. He comes back. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I want to show you something. He shows her the numbers. It is costing us $6,000 on Christmas between lights and decorations and donations and gifts and presents and parties and blah, 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 blah. Each holiday season is setting us back $6,000, which I honestly don't think is that bad to say they throw a Christmas party every year.
It's actually not bad.
I feel like the Christmas party itself should be like...
Right. She probably spent $2,000 on liquor.
Yeah.
And food.
Right. You spend it out on a Christmas party.
Yeah.
But anywho, and he's like, but look, I got a plan. I got this idea. He pulls out the pamphlet for the cruise. And he's like, look, Blair's gone. It's just me and you. We're spending all this money on Christmas. Let's try something different this year. Let's go on a Caribbean cruise. He shows her the brochures. He's like, we can spend 12 days in the Caribbean, Jamaica, the Bahamas. She's like, I've got to lose a little weight. He's like, I'll lose the weight for you. Let's do it.
Right.
Let's think about it. And she's like, okay, well, how much is this going to cost? He tells her $3,000. Nora is like, we save money?
Right.
And he's like, yes. But with this, Luther has one qualm, and it's a very big qualm, but they have to completely boycott Christmas.
It's done.
In order, for whatever reason, in order for them to go on this cruise.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, we can go on this cruise. She's like, what's the catch? I wouldn't call it a catch, but basically, we boycott Christmas.
No Christmas.
No Christmas whatsoever.
Honestly, sounds amazing to me.
And she's like, okay, fine, but as long as we are able to give the donations to the church and to the hospital, that's fine. And so he caves in, he agrees. The only donation that they will be making is to the church, to the hospital, and now they are booked for this Caribbean cruise.
Are you going on the cruise?
Have I gone on a cruise?
Are you going on the cruise during Christmas time?
Fuck no.
Oh, fuck yes, I'm going.
Absolutely not.
Why not? So you can stay and celebrate Christmas, or because...
First of all, I would never go on a cruise. That's why. Let's start there.
Would you go on a trip during Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to.
Yeah.
I would
you
love
got
to.
me there. I ain't going on a fucking cruise, though. I ain't got no problem with going on a trip. It's the cruises.
I guess.
I don't understand how people do those. Let me paint the picture for you. Everyone listen. You're in the middle of the goddamn of nowhere. It's 10 o'clock at night. Everyone's drunk. Everyone's partying on the cruise. Woo, we're on a cruise. You step out onto the room balcony in the middle of the ocean. And what do you see? Nothing. Nothingness. You see dark. Okay. You see black. You see a vast of emptiness. You don't know what the fuck is out there. What if a kraken wanted to pop out at that freaking moment and eat you alive? You wouldn't know because there's nothing but black darkness out there and you can't fucking see anything.
Krakens haven't attacked a cruise ship in years, Jade. There's been a treaty, obviously.
There could be pirates. There could be krakens. There could be a rumble in the sea come out of nowhere.
Pirates
I don't understand.
So real, and that part does scare me because pirates are real and they're just people. It's just criminals in boats.
You never know.
Very true, and I don't like it.
You never know. I'm the captain now. You never fucking know.
What's that from?
That fucking movie with Tom Hanks. They could fucking... You don't know what could happen on these things, and I don't understand how anybody could do that. It's like permanently... Being on a cruise ship is like vacationing on an airplane to me.
Oh, to me...
Get me off this thing. Why are we on here for so long? I'm trapped.
I think of it as...
You might as well just party on a fucking airplane. If we're doing cruises, okay, what's next? Let's have vacations on the fucking Boeing planes? I think the fuck not.
Not a vacation. No, we have to stop for gas. But to me, a cruise ship is like a floating resort, basically.
I mean, yeah, but it's a floating resort.
It's cool.
In the middle of nothingness. In the 80% of the world that hasn't been discovered. That's what that is.
It's cool.
And I don't, that doesn't
you go to places, you can travel, you can get off the boat.
Wait, you hit one bad wave, that thing could flip over like the Titanic. I ain't got the time.
I'll tell you, I want to do Carnival again. I'll tell you right now.
Now, if somebody really wants to get me on a cruise, I would consider Virgin. Is it Virgin Island or Virgin Voyages?
I think it's Virgin Voyages.
I would consider one of them.
Yeah, for sure. It wouldn't be no Carnival. It had to be like one of the
those look
Royal
fun.
Caribbeans or the Virgins. Yeah.
You know, I've heard that. Okay, so I've heard recently on like the internet, whatever. People have like talked bad about like the Carnival cruises and then have gone on Royal Caribbean and be like, put me back on the Carnival.
I have to look into those.
Because I've heard like the Carnival is like kind of like the singles, like let's turn up, we a little loosey goosey, a little bit of ratchet, you know, and then the Royal Caribbean is kind of more like posh, uppity, like couple ones.
Okay,
I think it really just depends on like your vibe. Like I feel like if you go on a Royal Caribbean, you'd be like, I just want to be with my people throwing ass. On the Carnival.
Yeah, I feel like people who like Carnival cruises like the turn up of it, but I did not experience that. The food was terrible. I found one good bar. I didn't like it. Did not like it. I did not like it at all. And it was old. The boat was old. I was like, this boat's from the 80s. This boat's older than me.
Yeah, that would piss me off.
And I just ain't right.
Well,
okay.
Try the Virgin Voyage.
Yeah, I will.
They're going on the cruise, baby.
It's happening. So yes. So the next day, Luther goes back in the office and he types this long letter telling everyone, I will not celebrate Christmas. Don't wish me happy Christmas. Don't wish me humbug. I don't even know what that one means.
I will not be partaking in the Christmas
holiday
party.
I'm not giving
I will not be doing any Kris Kringles. I will not be walking around saying humbug. But I am simply not partaking in Christmas.
And he's very excited. He's sharing this with everybody. My thing is, sir, I do not care.
It doesn't get that.
Am I getting a Christmas bonus?
On anybody's end in this movie, it just doesn't get that.
It doesn't get that.
You didn't have to send that little email. No. Nobody cares.
Right. Like, no one likes you, Luther. No one likes you.
And then but as he's sending out this memo to all of the people in his office, everyone is shocked because for whatever reason in this small town of, where they live, Hoboken, suburban Chicago, everyone celebrates Christmas. And then the idea and concept of somebody not doing it is so baffling.
It is.
So while Luther is going around telling his colleagues, we're not doing Christmas, Nora is out doing her housewife duties. And she comes across a store clerk for one of the local stores in this suburban Chicago town. And he runs out to tell her, hey, Miss Crank, don't forget about your Christmas cards. And she's like, hey, Tony, we're not doing Christmas cards this year.
It's not happening.
He's startled, shocked. So Nora goes on her way. She's like, bye, Tony. And she goes to lunch with her friends. She tells them, we're not doing, the Kranks aren't doing a Christmas Eve party. We're not doing it. They're like, no Christmas Eve party.
She's like, girl, what?
And they're like, why? You have the best parties. And she's like, we're just not doing it this year. We're boycotting Christmas. We're going on a Caribbean cruise.
My daughter's not here. We're going on a cruise.
And they just are not okay with this. They're not accepting this.
And then the goddamn invitation guy pulls up to her.
The store clerk pulls up to her lunch. And he's like, we've got to talk about your Christmas invitations, Miss Crank. And she's like, bitch, if you don't back up, I just told you, Johnny, we're not ordering them.
He would never have my business ever again.
Oh my God.
Not you following me to lunch.
That was crazy. And then when her friends questioned it about it, and he's like, and she's not having her Christmas party either. Like, why are you in this?
Who is this?
You are a store clerk. That's like us going to Rouse's and somebody being like, why? Jordan, why didn't you buy the tiramisu for your Halloween special this week? What the fuck are you talking about? Special this week. What are you talking about? Mind your goddamn business. Who are you? I don't know you.
Yeah, no, it's wild. Fired. I would never give that man business ever again. Because who the fuck do you think you are? Also, I think it's very insensitive of everyone be like, why aren't you having the party? Maybe I don't have the money. Maybe I'm depressed because my daughter isn't here. You don't know what I'm going through.
Maybe we're converting to Judaism. Yeah. Mind your business.
You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know my heartache, my trouble. You know?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's ridiculous.
So it's already crazy.
Yeah, it's too much.
Too
much is going on for me telling people I'm not going to be in town for Christmas.
It's already starting. So Nora and Frank, what's his name? Luther, pull up at the crib. It's Christmas time. It's time to buy the tree.
Christmas time is here.
It's time to buy your Christmas tree. So as they're approaching, they're both getting home from their separate outings, and as they're approaching the door, the precious little Boy Scouts who sell the Christmas trees and their daddy are approaching the Kranks front lawn, and they're like, "Hey, Mrs. and Mr. Crank, It's holiday time. We've got this Canadian white oak tree here for you this year. It's gonna be $90.
90 doll hairs is crazy.
And Mr. Crank's like, we're not getting a tree this year. And then the boys are like, we're sorry we had to go up on the price. I was like,
inflation.
Aww.
That's not why, kid. I fucking hate you. You're a terrible salesman.
And he's like, it's not about the price. We're not doing Christmas this year. And poor Nora is like standing behind
She just
him,
has to run. That's me.
And she's like,
I'm gonna go inside. I can't.
Yeah, she like runs away.
That's me. I'm like, I can't handle this.
She's
I gotta
like,
go.
I cannot handle this.
I can't go. I can't do this.
And then so Luther sends the poor little baby Boy Scouts and their papa on their way.
Pop. Why didn't
with
he
the
buy
no
a
tree? And then so, as messy as they are, because they're so upset that Luther didn't buy a tree,
They gotta go rat to the HOA.
To the freaking head of the holiday honcho season.
The holiday cheermeister.
Vic Frohmeyer, who's the watchdog of the street. And they tell him that the Kranks did not buy a Christmas tree.
He's like, okay.
He's like,
¿Cómo se dice?
What? And he's already on investigation mode. The wheels are turning for Vic Frohmeyer.
Pissed.
This is alarming to him.
This is no good.
This is no good.
This is no good. So even later,
this is a street full of Americans.
It's America.
This is America.
What if a
must celebrate Christmas? No, seriously. Like, what if somebody was of different faith?
Yeah.
Like, you can't. What? Everybody, calm the fuck down.
Right.
Here.
Sorry, I don't believe in Santa and a Christmas tree.
Right.
I will not be participating.
You can't tell me what the fuck I choose to do.
Also, it's not in my budget. What if it's too expensive? You gonna pay for it? Is that serious?
Mind your business.
Maybe the HOA fees was too high.
Maybe.
Okay. So that night, Vic sees Luther standing outside. He goes up to Vic, and they're talking, chit chat, and they're watching one family try to like put up Christmas lights. And I could see in Luther's head, he's like, "Thank God I don't have to deal with that this year." And then Vic's thinking in his head, "What a wonderful, what a wonderful time!
What a wonderful holiday
great
experience!"
But yeah, they're talking. Luther retells Vic, "I'm not doing Christmas. Don't look for me in mines." Before Vic walks away, he's like, "I'm disappointed to hear that." He gives him a flyer for Frosty. It's that time of year to put up their Frosty.
Because apparently everybody in this neighborhood has the same artificial Frosty the Snowman decoration.
I feel like I've seen that in like real life, and I think it's really cute.
I mean, it is cute, but why is it? It just goes.
My thing is just like, how the fuck? Are we all hiring the same person to put us on a roof? Because I'm not getting up there.
And why I gotta go on the roof?
The roof is wild.
It can't stay on the lawn?
Yeah, no, that is hard. I don't know how people put things on their roofs.
I never understand that. How do you get up there? How are you putting lights on your roof?
Yeah.
What? Like, whoa. Plus you have a 2-story? How is this getting done?
It's not safe. Like, where do you just climbing up there?
Right.
You're just not falling?
And they want them. I could understand why Luther doesn't want to put this Frosty on the ceiling. Forget about boycotting Christmas. This is dangerous.
It's dangerous. I'm not doing it.
So Vic Frohmeyer, walks away with him parting words of telling him it's almost time to put up Frosty.
And the next day, Luther goes off to work. Before he leaves, he runs into his neighbor's cat. His neighbors are
old couple number 1 and 2. Just kidding.
Bev and Walt. All we need to know is that him and Walt be beefing, and
they hate each other.
And Bev has cancer, or she's in remission right now. But yeah, they're nice. They're neighborly neighbors.
Except for Walt and Luther, they hate each other.
They be beefing. So he's off to work, and Nora, being the stay-at-home mom she is, she's staying there. She's chilling, and at one point, she hears some commotion outside. She looks outside, and there are a group of kids, a couple adults, and they're demanding for Frosty?
They're demanding for the release of Frosty.
Nora! Let Frosty go! Could you imagine? I'm like, what is going on?
This I read somewhere when I was looking stuff up. It was like an article that says, "Is Christmas with the Kranks a horror movie?" And I was like, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Because these people are ridiculous. This is enough to make me want to move out of my home.
No.
Why are y'all doing this? Why do you think you have the autonomy over me and my home and what I choose to do for Christmas? What is this about?
Like, I get scared when someone knocks on the door.
Like, why are y'all so overzealous? Calm the fuck down.
Yeah. And they're trying to bully this lady. Right. Y'all know her man ain't home. Why don't you wait till Luther get here?
Right.
Y'all know Luther ain't home.
Right. And you know she's fragile.
Yeah.
So poor Nora is home alone.
She's a prisoner in her home.
There is a mob basically outside of her house demanding that she releases Frosty. And she doesn't know what to do. She called up her no good husband. And she's like, Luther, they're outside of my door. They're demanding that we release Frosty. And then Luther's like, Nora,
grow up.
Yeah, grow up. Grow a pair. It's not that big of a deal. And she's like, easy for you to say, you're not home.
Right.
And he's like, okay, then leave.
And
so
she leaves.
She takes her husband's advice, she grabs her keys, and she goes out the door, trying to avoid the angry mob that is awaiting her.
She makes a run for it.
So she makes a run for it through the garage. She opens up the garage. She makes her way into the car. She's driving down the street, and they catch her.
They alert. She's gone. She's on the move.
She's on the move. She's on the move. And they're chasing after her car.
You know what? I'm actually surprised they didn't break into her home and take Frosty out of their basement and put it on the roof.
That would have been the next step for them.
I'm surprised they didn't.
And then so they're chasing her down the street. And then Vic Frohmeyer, being the weasel that he is chasing after the car and forces her to roll down the window and is like, Nora, we just want Frosty. We'll put it up for you. We don't want any trouble. We don't want any problems. Let us just have Frosty. They're acting like they're holding a child hostage.
Babe, it's gone too far.
They're literally acting as if they are holding hostage a young child.
It's too much.
The thing's made out of rubber and plastic.
Yes.
Everybody calm down.
Calm it down. But she makes it to a bar.
She leaves them in the dust. And Vic Frohmeyer's hands get caught in her glass window, and she makes a run for it in her car.
So she arrives at the bar with her... She meets her husband, Luther, at the bar. She's drinking. She's concerned. She's worried. And Luther's like, don't worry about all that. I bought something for the trip. He shows her that he bought some bikinis and a little spandex for himself. And she's like... Speedo. She's like, Luther, I'm not wearing this. And he's like...
Did you know... Okay, so you know in the beginning when he sees the advertisement for the Caribbean
cruise, okay,
it's the same...
Love that.
Swimsuits. The advertisement couple has on.
Oh my god, that honestly makes me feel sad. I don't know why.
Why does it make you feel sad?
I don't know. He's just like funny. He's really just trying to recreate.
He's really emulating this.
Yeah. So she's like, I can't wear this on the cruise. I would look ridiculous, and neither can he. He's like, well, this isn't for the cruise. This is for something before.
So he takes her to the mall. They pull up at the mall, and now they're at a tanning salon. So Luther wants them to get tans before they go on the cruise. Nora's like, isn't the point of the cruise to get tan there? And he's like, no, we look like dead people.
That's fair.
So Nora puts on her swimsuit. I honestly like to say, when she puts on her swimsuit, she's like, oh, this should be illegal. I think she looks great.
Yeah. I think the bathing suit's almost at a size too small, but I think she looks amazing.
I think she looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, she looks fine.
She looks so good.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
she's not standing right. She's standing. I don't know.
Yeah, they told her to stand slouchy, but she looks so good. So
even Tim Allen, he looks pretty decent in his speedo.
Yeah, he didn't look bad neither. Yeah. He did not look bad.
Yeah, I was like, you can rock a speedo.
I was like, okay, you too. I see. So Nora hops in the tanning bed. It's not for her. I don't know. She gets something in her eye. She stabs her toe.
Ever since Final Destination, I really can't look at a tanning bed the same.
I agree.
Honestly, if I was in it, I feel like I would always have to keep one hand pushed up just in case.
Just in case. Do people even use those anymore? Are those still a thing?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. That's true.
Who gets them?
Everyone gets spray tans now.
Yeah, spray tans are in.
Or they're just because they're too
because those
cancery. I would use
cause cancer.
Yeah, I would use. How often do I have to use it to get cancer? Because I think I would use it during winter time. They give me a 15-minute sesh every once a month.
I don't know how I feel about that artificial tan though. This is weird.
I don't think.
And then it feels like you're in a coffin.
It does feel like you're in a coffin. I think I would be claustrophobic. But I don't know. I guess I've never paid attention. This person's been in a tanning bed,
right?
Yeah, because the girl that they show in the movie is clearly a spray tan. She's orange, so that's not tanning bed.
You never know. It could be a tanning bed.
I hope not. That's spray. I hope that's spray tan.
We don't know.
I don't know.
So
I have to do my research.
I honestly feel like it could be from the tanning bed.
Well, then that's just put her in the back of the house.
I've seen people who are orange from the sun, so she could probably get orange from that tanning bed.
From the sun? That was a different kind of orange. That was. I hope not.
Anywho, So Nora, this tanning bed is not for her.
She's there for 5
Somehow
seconds.
she starts to bleed after being there for 5
No,
seconds.
she's there for 5 seconds. Some guy accidentally goes into her room. I don't know if he was the attendant. He walks in there. I guess he thought the room was empty, and he scares her because obviously she feels vulnerable in her bathing suit, and
she's in this coffin.
like she's in there for 5 seconds. He walks in. She's like, "Oh!" and she leans up. She hits her head. She gets out. She goes up front, and she's asking.
Oh, she hits her head on the tanning bed.
Yeah, she asks the receptionist, "Do you have a Band-Aid? I'm bleeding." While she's out there, lo and behold, here comes the freaking priest.
Father Hugh Flanagan,
who let you out the church,
is out there with members of the church doing Christmas shopping, and he sees her because remember this tanning salon's in the mall.
Yes,
and he's like, Nora, what are you? And then he sounds old as hell. What are you doing here? And she's like, oh my God, Father Flanagan, what are you doing here? And he's like, it's the mall, Nora. I'm shopping.
I know she needed a Band-Aid, but I wouldn't have walked.
Why should they put a towel on?
Yeah, I don't know why she walked out there with that.
I wouldn't have. Yeah,
I'd wait. Yeah, even if it wasn't the priest, like not right. Seats right now.
Yeah, you need to put on a robe,
right?
So she runs into the priest. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Then out comes Luther from his tanning bed because he heard that his wife was bleeding, and now the priest sees both of them, and he's like, what's going on with you two? I heard from the grapevine that you two are skipping Christmas. And
that's right.
Luther's like, well, yeah,
mind your business. Who are you gossiping with,
right,
Father?
Yeah.
And why are you being judgy, Father?
Right, mind your business. It's just Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, it's just a Christmas. It's just a holiday. Christmas. This is a holiday that comes every year.
Right.
It's not even Jesus'
right.
birthday.
This isn't even about Christ anymore.
It's about
capitalism and gifts and profit and money. Okay, this isn't even about the birth of Christ anymore.
It has.
So chill out, Father. Yes. This is not what this shit about no more. We missed that long ago.
Right. He wasn't born in December. Okay, everyone. It wasn't.
That's up to your own interpretation. No, I have no opinion.
It's not an opinion. Jesus really wasn't born in December.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You're right, I forgot. Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
They moved it to compete with Hanukkah. What's the Jewish holiday?
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. Okay, I'm saying yeah. Hanukkah.
They did?
Yeah. To compete with it. Cause
they wanted to compete with it?
Yeah. But like we got us a Christmas. We got us a winter holiday as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I never knew that.
Yeah.
So, Father's like, WTF.
Bye, Father. So, embarrassing. It's over. So next scene, they're in their bed. They're reading the newspaper. And they're on freaking page 6 of the suburbs. They open it. There's a picture of them.
They are.
In the same way that the father caught them in their bathing suit shocked. That's how they're in this.
The cover of the newspaper is them half naked in her bathing suit, him in his Speedo.
And the article is about how they're not celebrating Christmas. They're not putting up any decorations. They're vetoing Christmas. And somehow that is top freaking news.
And then also on the cover of the newspaper is the whole street that they live on with the lights of every house, on and lit up. And then their house with 0 lights and it's just pitch black and dark.
I think it's cool.
That is on the cover of the goddamn newspaper. Them and then their half naked bodies.
Right.
I would have found whoever wrote that article and sued them.
I know.
That is crazy. And then the fact, why is that groundbreaking news? Why is that the cover?
It's crazy.
During the cover of the newspaper.
And whose newspaper? Cover. Is this a newsletter? Who wrote this? Who wrote this?
What is going on in this town to where y'all have nothing else to talk about?
Wow.
This is peculiar.
Wild.
So, Luther's pissed. Nora's pissed.
Yeah.
Luther goes across the street to his old neighbor, Walt. And he's like, yo, Walt.
You see this shit?
How did this newspaper article, this shot? Because it looks like a perfect shot of my house from the top of your home. It looks like a perfect angle. If I were to go up there with the camera and angle it, this is where this shot came from. And Walt's like, yeah. Somebody came to my house and took a picture of your home from my house. And he's like, why would you do that? And he was like, I don't know. I thought it would be for a good thing. He said he was doing research. And then Luther's like, oh my God, at least you're consistent.
Yeah.
So
while that's going on, Nora's meeting up with her crew. They're doing their yearly give back to the community. I think they're working at a soup kitchen. And one of her friends tells her that Walt's wife, Beth has cancer again.
Come back for a third time.
And while Luther is out there yelling at Walt, Nora comes up and she hugs him. She hugs Walt and it's like, oh my God, I heard Bev got cancer again. I'm so sorry. How is she? And he's like, she's fine. And Luther is standing there looking like an ass because he just yelled at this man whose wife is about to die. That puts a damper in things.
It was a very awkward moment. Because just right before Nora appeared, I feel like Luther was about to punch him in the face.
Yeah, they were really going in on it.
They really don't like each other.
Next scene, another no that he has to say. They're Luther and Nora at home. They got a knock on the door. Who's it this time? The local police. They're there because every year Luther and his family, they buy the calendar. They are consistent and they know this year they're gonna buy another one. But unbeknownst to them, it's blackout Christmas. It's a no-go for Christmas. Luther tells them we won't be contributing to the donation. We won't be buying a calendar. You may get the fuck off my lawn and go fuck yourself.
And so, of course, the cops go over to Walt. They tell them that he didn't buy a calendar. And they're like, what a jerk. Walt's like, what an asshole. And this just, is continuing the rumors. Well, not the rumors, but, the gossip about the Kranks.
Yes.
So the cops go on their way. They continue to go search for their, donations for their little magazine. And then so pulls up on the street are some carolers. Right?
Christmas carolers, yeah.
Christmas carolers. And they ask Walt, they're like, hey, we're just in the neighborhood spreading Christmas cheer. Are those people across the street, talking about the Kranks, are they home? Walt says, oh my goodness, yes they are. They're just a little shy. They're a little down on their luck. They would love for you to spread some Christmas spirit to them.
I don't know why they would pick on them.
Is this like, yeah.
And why would you choose a house that has nothing on it?
I really want to know what would happen in this neighborhood if a Buddhist family moved in. What are you guys gonna do to them?
They would be upset
because this is crazy. This is madness.
It wouldn't last. I tell you that.
This is madness.
I would have to leave.
So then,
I'm surprised a black family was able to survive in there.
Right? Clearly, Jesus. This neighborhood is giving Trump blame.
Okay,
especially Vic Fromeyer.
Right.
So. The carolers, they go in front of the Kranks' home. They begin their carols. Of course, Nora and Luther are overwhelmed. They don't want to hear this shit. Complete boycott. Right. This isn't what they're about. They're anti-Christmas this season.
So they don't acknowledge them. But the carolers don't take nothing.
No for an answer.
They're there for 30 45 minutes.
But not only do the carolers keep on going, they pop up in their window. They're knocking on their door.
Vic joins in.
Vic Fromeyer joins in. Walt joins in. People from the neighborhood are now joining in.
Too much.
This is harassment.
No, it really is harassment.
And then so Nora's like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And Luther's like, let's go down to the basement. They go down in the basement. He's like, it's quiet down here. No one else can bother us. Then as they're in the basement, Nora looks up and she sees, they're in this dark basement and she sees the Frosty, and it just looks like this possessed,
right,
soulless, animated, evil monster.
He's saying, free me.
And she freaks out. She's like, oh my God, this is too fucking much.
Too fucking much. So I think the next scenes we get montages of the Kranks fighting the neighbors. We see Luther spraying down his
front yard with a hose.
Yeah, to make it icy so if people kind of walk up, they slip.
Nora is trying to bob and weave as many people as possible.
It's just chaos.
And it's just chaos as they're trying to navigate this one time where they just want to take a little time for themselves.
Right. So as time gets closer and closer, Luther is really gearing up for this this cruise. One thing he does before the cruise, he gets Botox and he shows up at the hospital where Nora is reading kid books to a bunch of kids, and he's got Botox. He looks like Miami Vice.
Oh, he does. He does.
And he can't move his face. He's like trying to eat some like fruit, but he can't chew. Nora's like, what the fuck did you do?
What the fuck did you do to your face? He's like, I got a Botox injection. And she's like, well, how long are you going to be stuck like this? Because he just looks like
he looks terrible.
He looks awful.
He looks like he had an allergic reaction.
It looks like he went to the person who learned how to do Botox. Never.
Right.
And he's just doing a trial run.
But he's getting ready. So next day, the next scene we see, it is Christmas Eve. So they're supposed to leave on the cruise Christmas Day. So it's Christmas Eve. They're packing. Luther's excited. Nora's pretty excited. They get a phone call. They answer it. Free Frosty, free Frosty, free Frosty. It's the kids in the neighborhood. Hang up. They call again. Free Frosty, free Frosty, free Frosty. They hang up. This time, Luther answered. He's like, Spike, don't call me back, or whatever the fuck. I'm not freeing Frosty. And Blair answers the phone, and she's like, why? What's going on with Frosty? And they're like so excited to talk to Blair. For whatever reason, they haven't talked to Blair this whole time. It's been like 4 weeks, you said, between when she left and now?
It's Christmas. The day after Thanksgiving to, what is it, like Christmas?
Too fucking long!
It's like a month. Yeah, they haven't talked to... she's in Peru.
There's a way to contact someone.
It's not that easy. Especially in 2004.
There's no way. There's no way I was gonna go a whole year without talking to my daughter. You gonna write a letter, bitch. You gonna do something. This can't be our first form of communication. I refuse.
It's not that bad to say she's in Peru. So they're on the phone with Blair. This is the first time they're hearing from her. Nora is so excited. Luther's like, oh yeah, we got something to tell you. He's trying to tell her, we about to be dipping out of here. We're going on a cruise. Yeah. Before Luther can even get to that, Blair tells her parents that she's in Miami and she says, we are coming home for Christmas. And Nora is ecstatic. She's like, oh my God, you're coming home for Christmas? And Luther's like, what the fuck you mean you coming home for Christmas? And who the fuck is we? And she's like, well, Daddy, I have been in Peru and, I've been out here with Enrique. You remember Enrique? And he's like, who's Enrique? And she's like, you've met him. He went to Brown with me. He's a doctor. We joined the Peace Corps together. And
he asked me to marry him.
He asked me to marry him.
And I said, yes.
That's crazy, right?
It's psychotic.
But I always thought she met him out there, but at least she knew him before.
Yeah, I always thought she met him out here.
She must have been dating him. And just really didn't divulge that to her parents.
I guess.
Because the boy is of color. And
I guess
Luther's given a little racist.
Yeah, I guess, but Jesus, girl, not you go to Peru and come back with the fiance. I'd be like,
that's crazy.
That's unacceptable. But please, but I'm very excited to hear you.
And she is telling her parents that Enrique has never seen a white Christmas before because he's from Peru.
Not a white Christmas. Oh. I was thinking American Christmas, but yes, you're right.
Yeah, with the snow and stuff. Not,
But also he's never seen a white Christmas before.
Both, either of the two.
American white.
He's never
Christmas.
seen, snow before. I really want to give him like an American Christmas. So, Mom, are you still making the hickory honey baked ham? that's my favorite.
For the Christmas party tonight.
And the Christmas party. Are you still throwing the Christmas party tonight? And Nora says, of course we are.
Of course not, bitch.
Luther is pissed. And she's like, everything will be ready for you and prepared tonight. We'll pick you up from the airport. What time do you land? She's like, we land at 8 o'clock. Perfect.
Love ya.
We'll pick you up this evening.
I'm right with Luther. I'm miserable. Right. How would you say that?
But the thing is, so the Christmas, I guess they still couldn't have, they could have, but they leave on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So it's like, y'all could have threw a little Christmas party for the girl and still left the next day.
They could have. I would have been exhausted.
But she would have been spending Christmas by herself.
But I'm actually said, we're having a Christmas party. I'm not putting together no fucking party.
I'm not doing that.
We ostracized ourselves from half the community. I don't even know if we get after Christmas. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with our neighbors, and I surely don't know what we're gonna do with them tonight.
Exactly. And I'm with Luther. He's like, why is she calling so late?
Why is she calling?
And
you just told me that she should be calling from Peru.
And Nora's like, look, she might have called late, but it is what it is. We throwing the party. She's like, we gotta go to the store. I gotta go get the honey baked ham. You gotta go find a tree.
She puts her Christmas vest back on.
Yeah, she was like, I hated the Christmas spirit. She probably secretly hated all of this.
She's like, I hated this idea this whole time. She's a true
American woman, and she loves the spirit of Christmas. And she hated all of the things that she was being forced to do because her husband sucks. So they're on a mission to pull together this party in like less than 6 hours.
So Luther has to go buy a tree, and Nora's gonna go buy the honey baked ham that Blair loves so much.
Hickory ham.
The hickory ham. So Luther goes down to the local tree lot where they sell the Christmas trees. He finds once again the Boy Scouts who tried to sell him a Christmas tree earlier. He pulls up. He runs over this ugly looking tree, and he's like, "Do you got any more trees?"
Sorry about that branch.
Sorry about
that branch right there.
He pulls up. He's like, "I need a tree. What you got?" The guy pulls the tree from under the car.
The branch.
From under the car. He's like, "This is it.
This is all I got left."
And Luther goes, "Great, I'll take it."
I don't know why he would take that.
That's all he got.
That's not. He could have. Why buy?
He could have bought a fake.
Store-bought.
He could have bought a fake one. Yeah.
There's somebody else in this neighborhood, in this town. As much as y'all love the holiday of Christmas, they got other people selling trees. Right. You go find one.
No, yes, for sure.
You're just not invested.
He's not.
So he's like, "Great, I'll take it." And the guy's like, "Seriously?" And he's like, "Yeah, how much?" And he tells that man, the thing don't even got leaves on it.
Don't.
Not a single leaf is on that tree.
It's tinier than me.
It's a log.
Yeah.
With a few twigs hanging out of it.
I could carry it.
He tells that man it will cost him $90.
But right there it says $15.
Cost, supply, and demand, he says. Supply and demand. He buys it. He buys the tree. Then he got the nerve to put it on top of the car.
Right. Throw that tree in the back seat. He did. And by the time we get to home, it looks even worse. It looks a little bit worse.
I honestly think they probably put in a smaller tree.
Yeah.
Because it looked even. I was like, how does it even look smaller than what it did before? So
it wouldn't even light a good fire, honestly.
Luther now knows he can't do shit with this tree. He goes over to his neighbor. He sees that they are packing up. And he's like, "Oh, I got an idea."
Yeah.
So he goes over to his neighbor, and he's like, "Hey, Todd," whatever his name is. I don't know.
The husband.
And he's like, "Where you guys going? Where you guys headed?" And he's like, "Look, Luther, good to see you, man, but we gotta head out. We're getting on the road." And he's like, "Look, I really need your help. Blair's coming back in town
for Christmas
tonight. Woo. For Christmas." And Todd laughs in his face. He's like, "Bro, what are you gonna do?" And he's like, "I don't know, but I need a tree." And then Todd's like, "Okay." And he's like, "I need your tree." He's like, "Bro, my wife is gonna kill me.
Yes.
If I let you sneak into my home, hijack my tree."
Mm-hmm.
And then Luther's like, "Look, I'll have it back in before you guys come back. First thing, whatever day y'all come back, I'll have it back in there." And Todd reluctantly agrees. He gives Luther the key. And with the help of Vic Frohmeyer's son, what's his name? Spike. They break in. Well, not break in because he does have the key.
Yeah.
They go into Todd's house to acquire this tree. Must I say, they have the most hideous, ugliest decorated Christmas tree I've ever seen in my entire life. That shit was awful.
It's
awful. I would have never allowed anything like that in my home.
What is it?
Awful.
Yeah.
It's bad.
No, it's bad. It's
like, which is fine, I guess. But you could definitely tell they just let their kids do whatever the fuck they want with that fucking tree. And their kids must be like 4.
No, it's bad.
Awful.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Awful.
So while they're fooling with the tree, Nora is at the grocery store. She's trying to get the honey. What is it called? The hickory ham.
Hickory ham.
So she runs up to the section that they're selling the hams at. She sees one final ham, and she's like, "Great, there's one." But there's a lady standing right next to her, and they're eyeing the same freaking ham, but there's only one. So they're off to the races. So they fight. They're moving stuff. They're throwing them. Just before Nora gets it, the other lady gets it, and she takes the ham. And then Nora is left.
Nora loses. She does not get the ham. She wasn't quick enough. Yes. She didn't want it bad enough.
She was leaving the store, but before she accepts defeat, she sees a couple that is about to check out, and she knows they have a hickory ham, and she's like, "Hickory ham! My daughter loves hickory ham. Can I buy this off of you?" When she told the man, she's like, "Can I buy your ham?" And he's like, "Excuse me?"
And she's like, look, my daughter's coming in town from Peru. She just joined the Peace Corps. And she loves hickory ham. Meanwhile, the guy's wife is like, do not sell this woman this ham.
We don't have time for this.
So now, she knows who she got to talk to. She says, fuck the husband. I need to be talking to the wife. The wife got the baby in the hand. She said, look, now would be a great time to open up a college fund and start thinking about your baby's future. Name a sticker price. And I will pay it.
Period.
For this ham. Who knows how much she paid the lady, but she walks out that store with
she
that
paid
ham.
at least I think she paid anywhere between $100 and $200.
I would say $500.
It better not have been $500. That's just ridiculous.
Because you can start a college fund on your own with $100. $500, yeah, that's
the $500 is wild. The way I would not have bought, the way I would have been like, oh, this is too damn bad. The way after that point, I would have went home and I would have called my daughter and be like, yeah, there ain't no Christmas party.
Yeah, you might as well turn your ass back around and go back to Peru.
Go get you a
go celebrate with Enrique family because we ain't doing it up in here.
Go get you a warm Christmas, girl.
So, she leaves the store with ham in hand, and so she's walking out. She's feeling great, but unfortunately, she's like bumped into somebody while she's walking into the parking lot. That forces the ham to fall out of the grocery bag.
Oh, no.
And now the ham is rolling its way through the parking lot. Nora is like, no, I can't get this ham out of my sight. This cannot happen. So she's running after the ham in the parking lot. She's dodging cars. She's leaping over cars. But unfortunately, the ham makes it into the interstate and is run over by an 18-wheeler.
Oh.
Nora
distraught.
Is devastated.
That would be.
She falls to the ground.
To the ground.
And is pounding and screaming, no. That girl was really devastated.
I would be upset. So while that's going on,
because you really did just spend probably $500.
It was just a lot. It's a lot of. She put in a lot of work
for that.
She had to fight that first lady. She had to convince the second lady.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of work. I'd have been done.
So she gets home.
So while that's going on, Luther is still at the house. He's trying to bring over the tree. He finally gets the tree. So while he's collecting the tree, one of the neighbors notices Luther in the other neighbor's window, and he's like, okay, Luther has lost his mind. He's really trying to end Christmas. He's out to get everybody. That guy calls the police. And as Luther and Spike are bringing the tree out of the neighbor's house and into Luther's house, the police pull up. And Luther's like, okay, what do you guys want? I don't have time for this. And the police think he's stealing the tree.
He thinks he's broken into their house.
Right.
They think this is a burglary.
Right.
A burglary?
Burglary.
Yeah.
Words
are hard.
Yeah.
So.
And it doesn't help that these are the same policemen that Luther did not donate to earlier. So they already got beef.
They got beef with Luther. So they put him in handcuffs and they tell him you should have bought a calendar. And so Spike, for whatever reason, he sees the coppers because Spike is definitely going to grow up to be a little criminal when he gets older. So he probably doesn't fuck with the cops. So he sees the cops and makes a run for it, leaving Luther to take the blame. But I guess he has a change of heart and he goes up to the cops and he's like, hey, I have the keys to the house. Yeah. We weren't breaking in. His story is legitimate. Like, we were borrowing the tree.
Yes.
And they're like, fine, fuck. So they let Luther go.
So at this point, Nora's home, Luther's home. When Nora walks in, she sees the Christmas tree and she says, it's hideous. The way I'd have been so pissed off.
It's garbage. It's not even hideous. It's a twig.
But
it's not a tree.
But what did you want from me? I'd have been like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's ugly, but what you want from me? So yes, the tree's there. It's raggedy. Nora's not happy. But she didn't come home with a tree. Oh yeah, the Christmas tree.
But she came home empty-handed as well.
She came home with lobster tails.
And trout. Because she was unable to secure the hickory
My thing
ham.
is, bitch, you haven't bought any groceries. I know you can secure the ham, but there's other things that go
you could have bought, right. You could have bought a rotisserie chicken.
You could have bought something.
So,
it's not looking
Nora's
good.
also telling, Luther, like, hey, I've called everybody we know. No one's coming. It's too short of notice. They all have plans. They're all against us. We've got to start calling the neighbors and inviting them. Luther is like, absolutely not. Over my dead body.
Over my dead body, too, Luther.
And Nora's like, baby, we don't have a choice.
I don't know. That, oof.
At that point, I'd have been like, Nora,
It doesn't have to happen.
We ain't doing this. Like, it's just
not gonna happen.
It's not in the cards for us.
Or we could go to your friends. Where are they going for Christmas Eve? We can go there.
Right. Like, we can find something else to do.
We can go to a nice dinner.
But this ain't it.
This ain't it, honey. Because this is too much.
But it has to be it.
It's Christmas. We have to do the most.
So Nora tells Luther that he needs to go
and put up
Frosty. So Luther gets his ass up and he goes put up Frosty.
Because it wouldn't be me. And then Nora's out shopping for liquor somewhere. She's like, I need to go.
She goes to shop for alcohol for the party. And he's putting up this Frosty, attempting to, all by himself.
It's not going well.
And it is not going well. This is a dangerous task.
It's very dangerous.
It's actually life-threatening.
And it's like cold. It's not snowing, but it's like sleet.
Yeah, it's sleek. It's icy. You ain't got no help, no assistance. No one's watching you. So, of course, somehow he falls.
Yeah.
And luckily he doesn't die because he is caught by the rope by his ankle and is dangling from his home by his ankle.
Yeah. So while he was slowly pulling it up, one of Vic, what's his name?
Vic Frohmeyer.
Got a call in and he was alerted that he was putting up his Frosty. So him and his crew and his boys were already heading over there to be like, oh my God, he's putting up Frosty. Get a life.
That's so crazy.
Who called his hotline?
Right. Hey, Vic, you'll never believe this. They're putting up the Frosty. Y'all have nothing going on in your lives.
Nothing.
Not a single goddamn thing.
Nada.
Not a
But luckily,
thing.
they come in time to help Luther just like right before he fell off. And they're like at least there to comfort him while he dangles.
And so Vic and Luther have a conversation. Luther reveals to Vic that Blair is now coming back in town for Christmas.
And
they have to throw a Christmas party. This is the only... They lucky.
Because they like...
Right. They are lucky. This is the only reason that makes their behavior excusable, because they really do rally around them for this party.
Yes, they do.
So
Luther...
Vic Frohmeyer, without hesitation... He the end all be all cure all. Everybody listens to everything that he says. Mm-hmm. So he tells everyone, gather around, folks.
Grab your food.
Blair is coming back in town for Christmas. Forget about all the awful and ridiculous and anti-Christmas things Luther has done.
He really hasn't done that much.
We all know Blair. We all know Blair well. We all love her. She's babysat your children. She's, donated to the church and done whatever the fuck else she's supposed to do, because she's an amazing child.
She's the best.
So we gotta make this party happen. We gotta make this party great for Blair. Not for Luther. We're doing it for Blair.
And I also want to mention, when Nora's at the liquor store, she ran into this guy. What's his name?
Marty.
Marty seems to know her. She has no idea what this man is.
He's like, Nora, oh my God, it's so good to see you. She's like, hey,
guy,
you
person.
It's like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Oh,
she's like, oh, we're just throwing a party. We're just shopping. He's like, oh my God, right, you do throw that amazing holiday party every Christmas Eve. He's like, you guys are on Hinkson Drive, right?
Right.
She's like, yeah, 1483. That's us. And he's like, oh my goodness, well, it's so good to see you. She's like, well, do you want to come? He's like, oh my God, me?
I would love
to.
Like,
yeah.
You bring yourself.
And she's like, it's just, pop in, stop by, say hello. He's like, oh my God, I love that. She's like, okay. He's like, all right, Nora, it's so good seeing you. Tell Luther I said, hey, how's Blair doing? Oh, she's coming in town tonight. Oh my goodness, Blair. I haven't seen her in so long. She's so amazing. Can't wait to see her at the party.
He leaves.
Nora's like,
I have no idea who that is.
Who the fuck was that?
She's like, I have no idea who that is, but I don't have time for this.
Right.
So, but yes, the party's on. The neighbors are grabbing extra food that they had.
Yeah, they're going to get their extra turkeys, their extra hams, their stuffings, their dressings. They're bringing over decorations. Yes. They're making this party come to life.
They even enlisted the cops to go pick up Blair while they all get together. So like they're like landed, and the cops are gonna go pick Blair and them up. Everyone's in on the helping. So while Nora and the gang, the neighbors, while they're trying to get together, they ask the policeman to stall after they pick up Blair. And what does it say? What's his name?
Enrique.
But they spelled on the sign. They spelled it Ricky.
Really?
Or something ridiculous that was not Enrique.
I missed that.
It was like
part.
Ricky or something.
I thought it was really funny when they go pick them up from the airport. Like, the cops pick up Blair and Enrique, and then Blair's like, oh, wow, police escort. My dad must have been really generous with his donation this year. I'm like, bitch, little do you know, yo cheap-ass daddy. Because even
that's such a weird thing to say.
I was like, why the fuck would she say that?
This is a weird. I know that they made her say that, but I did not like when
that
she
was
said
that. That was a distasteful thing.
I was like,
say.
Blair, that seems unlike you.
Right.
I didn't like it when she said it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it at all.
It was very distasteful.
But yes, so they're going to stall. They stall by driving around a neighborhood. They're like, oh yeah, we got to do a quick surveillance or whatever. They get out the car. They're like, yeah, we got to do it.
We're checking the area.
Yeah, just real quick.
We got a tip.
Yeah, so we'll be done after this. But while they're checking, they actually see someone breaking into an apartment, and they actually have to
go into action.
Yeah, and arrest this guy. So they ended up chasing down this guy.
Burglar.
It's funny because so they like jumping scenes, and like Luther or someone says like, oh, I hope Enrique is enjoying his first time in America, and like the first thing he sees is someone like getting arrested. And I feel like people always say like America is like so like violent, and I just think it's funny. That's the first.
It's very on brand.
Yeah, very on brand.
And of course, that's the first thing he's gonna experience.
Right.
So the cops wrangle this burglar, and they put him in cuffs. And is he sharing the back seat?
Girl, couldn't be me. I'm like,
with Enrique and Blair.
Yes,
they're sharing the back seat with the criminal. I'm like, you can't. This is Where's the Uber?
Where's the fucking
Call
Uber?
the taxi.
Call somebody else. This can't be us.
So now they're en route to the house for the party.
Nora and Luther are putting in their final looks.
Their final touches.
But everything's ready. So
all the neighbors are there. Their decorations are up. They know that Enrique and Blair are coming. They've got 5 minutes until they arrive.
Yes, and she has no idea that Christmas almost didn't happen. Or Christmas almost didn't happen with her parents.
And she tells Luther ass, you don't speak of that goddamn cruise. You don't speak of us skipping Christmas. You don't speak about none of this shit.
Which is crazy to me. I think it's crazy they're trying to keep that secret. Yeah. Maybe until tomorrow.
This is how serious this fucking... This made-up world that they live in, this bubble that these people live in, that's how serious they take Christmas. They're almost taking it as serious as the motherfucking Whovilles on that goddamn snowflake.
Yes.
They're one notch below them.
Yes. They basically turned green for those 4 months.
Yeah.
4 weeks of me.
They turned into the Grinch, Ebenezer Scrooge hybrid.
Yeah. It's crazy. Because I don't want to celebrate this made-up holiday. So, Blair comes on in and everything's great. She's happy to see her family, her friends. What's the guy that Santa that they meet? Marty hits it up with Enrique. He speaks Spanish.
I love how they're like talking Spanish to each other, but like all they're saying is music. He's like, I love el musica. He's like, musica! And they're like, yes, musica! And that's literally the only exchange.
Neither of them speak Spanish.
That they exchange with.
They're
like, oh my god, el musica! I'm like, y'all are just saying fucking music over and over again. Like the fuck?
I don't think I ever paid attention.
Y'all aren't speaking fucking Spanish.
Yeah. Y'all said
a word.
Y'all repeating phrases. But yes, everything's going great. She's vibing. Everyone's vibing. Everyone's having a great time. It gets down to the speeches. Nora gives a lovely speech. Thank you all for coming and all your help. You guys are the best neighbors ever. And then Nora
Thank you, for this community, for this fellowship, for, this amazing party, for our daughter being here. And she turns to Luther. And is like, Luther, do you have anything you'd like to add? That nigga says,
yeah, same.
Here. He's like, yeah, here. And girl,
it's out there.
Right.
Everyone can feel it. Okay.
You don't even have to question what everyone is thinking in that room because we're all thinking the same thing.
Honestly, it is disrespectful.
That is so disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. Like
that is so rude.
I gave my extra turkey to you, motherfuckers.
Right.
And I need to put special shout out.
Girl. The silence speaks volumes.
Yes. I do want to mention while they're doing that, Spike was outside by the cop car and he's talking to the burglar, and the burglar is like, hey, can you bring me some food? I haven't eaten 4 days.
He's like, you haven't eaten 4 days?
4 days?
He's like, yes, I give all my food to my children. I'm starving. Will you let me off the car? Spike is like, oh my God. The Christmas in him. He's like, yeah, go inside and eat. Let's get you on out of there. So the burglar's in the freaking house.
They don't let the burglar in.
They don't let the burglar in the house. They shouldn't have left him in the car either. He could have froze to death.
Right. Why would they?
The window was down. They cracked the window. I was like, why y'all cracking the window?
They said, we don't want to miss this party.
Right. Y'all should...
Why y'all drop him off?
Drop him off. Get someone to pick him up.
And then somebody else do the paperwork.
Yes, exactly. So the burglar's inside. I think the first thing he does is run upstairs to go steal. So he's stealing. Luther walks into the kitchen. Nora follows him. And she's like, what the fuck was
What
that?
is your deal?
He's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm not in the mood. You know,
He's like, it's not too late for us. We can still go. We can still go. And she's like, what is wrong with you? She's like, all of these people have literally come together for us, despite our efforts and what we've done. These people have decided that they're going to rally around our family, and this is how you're acting?
This is how you're going to act? This is how you're going to play in their face?
I'm disappointed. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed.
That is disappointing.
Right now.
That is kind of disappointing.
You've embarrassed me.
Here.
Here.
Don't act like a child.
Why? I would have divorced his ass.
Also, I'm not sure what that was about, because I feel like the reason why he didn't want to celebrate Christmas is because he really missed Blair.
Right.
I think he ever expressed it, but I think he really was missing Blair. But now that she's back, I don't know why he still has that.
I don't know what his thing is.
I don't know.
He just has an attitude.
He fell in. I don't know.
Because even when Blair was going to the airport, like, he was being slick about her going to the Peace Corps and her traveling on Thanksgiving. And I don't know. He's got a weird thing.
I feel like
he has a fucking chip on his shoulder.
He does have a chip on his shoulder. But I do think he missed Blair. Because when he was doing the calculation, he was like, Christmas without Blair. Or he said something like that. And he just looked really sad.
I don't know, because he didn't give a fuck when she called and was talking about something. I'm coming home for Christmas.
I think he just got set in his, like, anti-Christmas ways. I don't know. Yeah, something wrong with him. So Nora leads him to soak on his own and be a Debbie Downer with himself, and she goes to join the party. She's having a great time, and Luther decides to do an act of kindness. He grabs a ham that I guess they weren't using. He goes outside, and he hears someone says, "What's Luther?" From atop the roof. You know that guy?
Oh.
Because there's a guy still stuck on the roof.
Oh, from putting up the Frosty. And he's like, God?
Yes, he's like God. So he goes across the street and he knocks on his neighbors, Bev and Walt. And he knocks on their door and he's like, hey, I had this extra ham. I know you guys can't make it because Bev is sick and y'all just want some quiet time. Here's the ham. And he walks back and Walt says thank you. Luther leaves and he's like halfway back to his house. And he gets an epiphany. Walks back over to Bev and Walt's home. I don't know why I keep on forgetting. And he's like, hey, I want y'all to go on this cruise. We bought the flights, we bought the cruise stuff. We didn't pay for insurance.
Non-refundable.
We want you to go.
Leaves tomorrow. It's 12 days in the Caribbean. It's really amazing. He's like, I want to give it to you.
They're like, well, no, we can't take that. It's so expensive. We got to pay for it. Our son said he was going to come over tomorrow. We have a cat. And Luther's like, all I hear is it's good people coming up with bad excuses not to accept such a wonderful gift.
And he's like, I'll take care of the cat. And he's like, I really want y'all to go on this.
The saddest part is they're like, well, our son might come over. And they're like, when's the last time he came over?
Oh, yeah.
Your mom has cancer.
They do say that. They're like, yeah, little Johnny might come home. And he's like, Bev, when is the last time we've seen him?
That is so fucked up.
And your mom is sick? What a little fucker.
Why do you hate them so much? What did they do? Your mom didn't do anything, I can tell you right that.
Maybe Bev is an angel.
Maybe you had beef with your dad, but it can't be that bad.
Girl. And then so they accept.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, of course we'll pay you back. And he's like, no, I don't want anything back. This is non-refundable. This is a Christmas gift. This is me giving this to you.
No strings attached. Acts of kindness. Take it.
And then Walt's like, well, that doesn't mean I'm going to start being nice to you, old man. And then Luther's like, I wouldn't have it any other way, old man.
I feel like Walt is what Luther's going to...
Walt is the older version of Luther.
Yeah, just mad for no...
just cranky for no goddamn reason.
Yeah. Like, they enjoy being cranky.
But we finally see an act of kindness from Luther. And I guess that makes up for him being a douche earlier.
Yes. So Luther heads back to his house. He hears someone yell Luther again. He finally looks up and he sees that the guy's been stuck on the roof. He's been stuck since Blair got home because he was hiding behind there and they forgot he was up there.
So Luther gets him down. He brings him in the house, and while he's bringing him in the house, he sees somebody else on the freaking roof, and he's yelling at someone like, "Get off the roof! What are you doing on the roof?" It's the burglar. He falls, and Luther's like, "What are you doing with all that stuff? Hey, stop!" Before the burglar can get away, Santa comes out, or what's his name?
Marty.
It reveals to be Marty in a Santa suit, and he knocks out the burglar with an umbrella, and he tells Luther, "See, I told you could have used an umbrella." So they get the burglar,
and then Luther's like, "Oh my God, that was you!"
And that's why he knows everybody, because he's always around
selling Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I don't think that really equates to him knowing everybody. I think he's just...
I mean, he sees everybody.
Well, he's actually is Santa Claus, right. So that's how he knows everybody.
Right.
He's Santa.
Yes, he is actually Santa. So he's like, "Okay, I gotta go because I gotta go work. This is my busiest day." And Luther says something along the lines of, "I'm sorry you have to work on Christmas Eve." And oh boy's like, "Santa's always gotta work on Christmas Eve."
That's right.
And Luther's like, "Okay, crazy guy." So Luther's outside vibing with his good vibes. Nora comes out and she's like, "I just got off the phone with Bev. You travel freaking fast." And she told
you know, in this neighborhood,
right.
It sure does.
Could you imagine, like, he gives you the thing you call. Did you know your husband just gave me this cruise? Like, they live right across the street. It's just funny. And Nora walks out. She's like, "I heard what you did for Bev. That was very sweet. That is the kind of, act of kindness and vibes that I'm looking for on this Christmas Eve, where we're blessed to have our family and friends and good fortune in these rich ass houses." And they
upper middle class.
I'm sure there was $1 million houses in Chicago.
I guess in Chicago,
it was
right.
multi-million-dollar
you're
houses.
Right. Yeah. You're upper middle class.
But
not. Your parents work at a university.
It's public. Oh, your family hates you. Have you seen that movie? Bodies,
I have
Bodies.
not,
it's so good.
I've only seen that video.
That scene is so funny. Anywho, so yeah, Nora comes out. Luther and her have a nice cozy hug outside, and then we see Santa. What's his name? Marty.
It's the easiest name in the book.
He drives off in his little
buggy.
It's
Beetle.
And we see it take off
into the sky.
It's carried by reindeer.
Because he's fucking Santa Claus. That's why he knows everybody. Because he's Santa.
And it's confirmed that he's Santa. And everything ends happily ever after.
And we party till the break of dawn.
I wonder what they do on Christmas Day. I'm not doing this shit again.
What do you mean?
They had this whole party. I'm not cooking again tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, no.
Okay.
Of course not.
I'm not going nowhere. Like,
why would they? Why would they cook again?
I don't know. I feel like that's just a different day, a different activity.
No.
Okay.
Why would they do that?
But I feel like you have to go somewhere, no?
No, they chill out.
Yeah, that's what I have to do. I love a Christmas
family.
Yeah, I would love a Christmas Eve party, and just the next day, everyone just sits around their PJs.
That's
and watch
crazy
movies.
though that they throw. I've never heard of that. Someone throwing a Christmas Eve party. I've never heard of that.
I've heard it on a smaller scale. Like I've heard people like me and my family always do something for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But yeah, not like a full
They don't
party.
present it as that.
Yeah.
Though. This isn't like, okay, you gathering Christmas Eve with your family. This is a party. They're throwing parties where their friends and
right, and there's alcohol and get drunk.
Right.
I don't understand how people drive in snow. Jesus.
That was a pity.
I'm like, girl, if I come over there for Christmas Eve during the snow, I'm spending the night. I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was like, why the fuck did you randomly say that?
Oh, just like, especially when I'm drinking, like, I'm spending the night here. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, all's well that ends well in the Franks household. I wonder if Enrique and
You said Franks or Kranks?
I did say Franks. All's well that ends well in the Kranks house.
That's right.
I wonder if Enrique and Blair ever made it down the aisle.
I think they will.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You think they go back to Peru? I guess so after this.
Yeah, I didn't understand what made her... How do you do that?
What?
You were supposed to be out there for a year. How do you just like, okay, I'm going to take a break and come back.
I'm going to take 10 days, right?
Yeah. How does that fucking work? But you're out here to do the piecework.
Right. Also, that's expensive. You know, usually you have those like tickets booked out. That's expensive.
Right. For you to just wake up one day and be like, I want to go home.
Yeah. I know they got money, but I ain't gonna.
Right.
And who paid for Enrique? Enrique's ticket.
Enrique is the doctor.
Right.
And Enrique also went to Brown.
Right. But anywho, Christmas with the Cranks, one of my favorite Christmas movies because I love anti-Christmas movies. The Grinch, Christmas with the Cranks. Can't think of another one.
I was about to say that's about it because you don't fucking like Ebenezer Scrooge. Or Christmas Carol.
I can't remember which one I like. There's like 3 of them, and I know one of them I do not.
Well, there's only. I feel like they only really. Well, that's not true.
I think I like the.
I feel like the real accurate, relevant one is the animated one with Jim Carrey.
Oh no!
Like when I think of a Christmas Carol, is it a Christmas Carol or a Christmas Story?
Yeah, a Christmas Story is that one with the
you'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah. See, I like the Muppet one.
Oh, I forgot about them.
There's so many, and there's one I don't like.
There's ones that have like adaptations.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's too many. I would have to go through. There's one I do not like. There is Scrooge, A Christmas Carol. Maybe that's what you're talking about. But it came out in 2022. Did you find it? It's just called Scrooge.
No.
Scrooge, A Christmas Carol. Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Happy early Christmas, everyone. Happy frickin' holidays. You go off and do something nice, or don't do anything at all. I don't really give a fuck.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays, days of business.
Bye.